end the track to this point. We are looking toward Hampton right here. Good morning. This is Jeff Stunker, the Zookeeper's Diary. As you can see, I'm working in my basement today. But I wanted to show you some video we took recently. Again, follow up to the Helene disaster here in East Tennessee. My wife and I took a bike ride on the Tweetsie Extension, which is on the original railroad grade that runs between the Doe River Gorge's east end and Roan Mountain itself. So the Doe River runs alongside it. We were able to take a look at some of the changes to the river and see some of the damage ourselves, and enjoy a fall bike ride with those things in mind. So anyway, take a look and enjoy it. And the rest of the video will have some scenes from the Doe River Gorge, their steam operation, and what's going on with that. And we've also got a follow-up with the 2024 Johnson City Railroad Experience calendar. I put that together in 2023, and I'm going to show you the pictures. It was low distribution, and the 2025 calendar is actually out now. So this is Jeff Stunker, and I'll be back. So check it out. We are here in the disaster zone. We have come down to ride the Tweetsie Extension here in Carter County, and there used to be a big signboard there. You can see the remains of it sticking up and some pieces of trees. So we're going to take a ride and see how far we can get on the bike trail today. And you can see where this driveway was, and obviously nobody's going that way with that sinkhole there. A little quieter today than it was the day it did all this damage. Looking at the Tweetsie here. Railroad. We're about a mile east of Blevins. So it looks like it's open. We'll take a ride. And looks like most of the damage was at the riverhead itself. The hillsides are still fairly intact, so there was not the volume of rain here. Slide is here due to a little bit of water. As you can see down here in the river. Minor electric line going up over the hill there. You can see just two little lines left. Some of these are knocked down. Wire hanging over the street. There's no markings, so I'm assuming what's left hot right here is what's left going up. So again, the river is a lot wider. There's a tree down here, but again, with the way things are in the dirt here, it's possible that came down anyway, but although it looks like it took a lot of water to move it. But again, you can see this hole here was never here before. And looking down here, you can see that Little Man's Cut. We're coming into White Rock. Again, it seems more open. Not a lot of scrape marks. So there's White Rock itself, and you can see how wide the river is now. And that guy over there had a way to drive across the water. That's done. Here's the plateau that was used with the logging operation, and that retaining wall seems to have survived. But again, trees down, a lot less area to kayak down here. So my recommendation is, if you're a kayaker, you expect to walk a bit. There's not a lot of places, it seems, that where you're going to have water deep enough to really run through it. Even this area here, the rocks seem to have moved. The bike trail's still nice though. And fresh pavement on it seems to have survived pretty well. I'm not seeing a lot of cracking or buckling, which is great. Yeah, that's nowhere what it used to be when you were kayaking down here. So it's opened up a lot of sandy areas, a lot of areas where rock was washed out of the bottom of the river up onto the side, and just not a lot of volume. So I mean, this whole thing is way different. All the trees are gone, and like I said, all the rocks from the bottom of the river, those smooth rocks, are all washed up on the bank now. So it's just a narrow channel. Here's Big Nance. Again, doesn't look like a lot of rock fell. It's always a little cold and damp back here. The highlight of the bike path, actually. Again, you can see the washout on the other side, trees down, rock exposed, so the water really roared over there. Actually, it's a little sketchy right here, right on the edge of the water here. See the rails that were embedded into the ground here as a retaining wall that survived. And Rattlesnake Hill here, not too bad. And scarred earth right there. And give you an idea how much water was running through here. And this is actually totally changed right here. Where you see that railing, there were trees. The trees are all gone. And a lot of mud. I can't tell. It looks almost like that's been massaged, so they might have come back here and made sure they smoothed everything out. So we are in Crabtree. That's the original Tweetsie main line right there. And the little church behind that bus. And obviously this river bridge survived pretty well. But again, all these rocks, I originally thought maybe they'd push this down, but no, that's actually force of water right there. Crazy. Yep, only one lane here. And we are coasting downhill, going west. So after that look at the Doe River Gorge, I went ahead and took a drive over to Hampton, Tennessee, which is where Tunnel 1 is. I actually hiked down to where the original bridge, which was a truss bridge that was covered in wood adjacent to the original highway that went through the gorge at that point. We went over and took a look at that and took a walk out on it just to see what the river looked like. And followed that up with a couple of stops just outside of Hampton. One is at the Doe River Gorge, which has a ongoing steam operation they're developing. We wanted to take a look at the damage there. We'll show you the letter they sent out about their plans and show you a little bit of the work that's going on there. And again, follow up with the final section on the calendar pictures. Hard to believe that the road once came down this very steep grade and onto this concrete right here. And then we'll walk out a little bit, but it might be a little sketchy. As you can see, it's not a hole you want to step into. I can't focus down there, but this will give you an idea how far down it is to the river. So far it's a little rough, but that's all right. This has been decaying for decades, literally. And the Doe River, that's current highway 19E behind it, And then this other abutment had already been reinforced with concrete. So actually the artifacts survived pretty well. And again, right here, and then that step down to this larger pier here, and then across the valley on the covered truss to this abutment over here, which is the earlier one. But none of that got washed away in this flood, and the damage on this bridge wasn't done then either. It's been. This is along the Little Doe. The Little Doe and the Doe come together. And again, you can see the entire parking lot's been washed away. This actually was recovered from the water and put back on footers again. All this sand is new. The original railroad main line ran right through there. There's the abutment that's left from the covered bridge that shows up in so many famous photographs. Believe it or not, that is a narrow gauge railroad grade. This is going to be the Christmas display. We've got a couple of Porter steam engines in that room in the back. And they are actively putting together a loop of track. And thankfully the storm did not do a lot of damage to this area. As you can see, they're still moving earth. Again, end of track to this point. We are looking toward Hampton right here. These are the new shops. There is a porter sitting there. You can see some new switches and a Y and some other things that have been done. And this is the new grade. So if the trains are going uphill on here, it'll be pretty cool. And we're not going to go back in there right now. People moving stuff around. There's a truck moving in the background. And they are moving earth. So in the foreground is where the tracks will end up going. As you can see, there's a train at track level. That is the Doe River Gorge behind it. And I don't know what condition that's in now, but and you can actually see the track here. The river is just beyond that tree line. So for the probably past 10 years, I have done a calendar for the Johnson City Railroad experience. Last year was the first time we had used photos from the Archives of Appalachia in it, and there was some wonderful stuff there. Unfortunately, during the printing process, some of the data was left off of the pages, and I recommended we not distribute this, again, based on some of the copyright issues we might run into since we couldn't credit the photos or they weren't credited on the final print run. So anyway, I'm going to show you those 12 images, and like I said, I just finished up the 2025 calendar. It is available through the Johnson City Railroad Experience, and the website will be listed as we go through the pictures. We'll continue to bring you this content, so I'll see you in a few minutes. So that's it for Zookeeper's Diary this week. And we've got 2,000 subscribers now. We've got 625,000 views, and that's after 5 months, and the channel is monetized. So I'm pretty happy about all that going on. So we'll be back. This is Jeff Stunkard for Zookeeper's Diary.